Look at any McDonald's or Starbucks and you'll discover how much has changed. When you talk about the cost of living, rent, healthcare, groceries.
So much talk about, we're going to drive housing prices down. I don't want to drive housing prices down. I want to drive housing prices up for people that own their homes.
But even these places that used to be like a social arena or social area, there's a bit of a social tax. If you look at bars or Disneyland, or even trying to do a small laser tag event with your buddies. In many places, we pretty much have lost our third places, where a lot of folks hang out at Walmarts or dilapidated malls. Now, the third place is definitely not just work or home. It's another place where you can meet with people to decompress and talk and network. Things like churches are one of the few places there, and many have become more corporate. I remember the jokes that people made about Pokemon Go being the closest to Americans ever having a utopia. People working out, interacting with each other, and then, of course, catching Pokemon. Of course, there's a lot of fatalities, but the idea of being able to interact with people, exercise, and get some fresh air, that was unique. In many ways, Pokemon Go showcases why, compared to Disney, the other mouse, that Pikachu has been able to arise amongst all of the other franchises in just arguably a few years compared to other franchises. If you look at how they worked at GameStop events, linking cables, virtual linking cables.
So you can grab a link cable and a friend with a Game Boy, and with both packs you can catch them all.
Even that weird Pokewalker thing. The things that they've been able to do with the DS. And of course, what is a bit of a shocker, technically, your Groudon from 2003 can still be in your party today with today's Pokemon, which is wild. A 20-year-old Groudon is sitting in someone's Pokebank. So when Pokemon Champions came out, it was a bit perplexing. Not that competitive Pokemon isn't exciting. I used to play it on Smogon, but never had the chance to actually create a team. I remember when I tried to create a competitive team, I discovered that my Ambipom had the wrong ability, and then the wrong moves, and then of course had the wrong EVs and IVs. That's just for one Pokemon. A lot of folks don't like Pokemon Champions, and I think that's okay. The truth is that it's meant to be okay. If you look at other gacha games, and this Pokemon game still has the ability to go downhill. It currently is, in my opinion, at a nice plateau. If you're a young individual who's going to school and doesn't have much time, this allows them to build a relatively competitive team and still have fun with those who've actually, EV trained and IV trained their Pokemon. And for those working professionals who, might have the Pokemon nostalgia but have to keep up with rent, this is a great way for them to interact and meet. Now that the competitive scene has jumped into Pokemon Champions, I think there's some value in seeing it for what it is. It is an attempt to remove the barrier of entry for competitive. At the same time, right, you have the ability to transfer Pokemon that are eligible, and it looks like they're going to have more Pokemon that are going to be eligible. While it's not a perfect third place, it definitely is a place that will allow people to interact. Of course, the true third place would be at game stores, where you're actually battling and interacting with people, where you could talk about your weird stall strategy, and then also what you watched recently on YouTube that helped you with your strategy. If you're looking at Pokemon Champions, looking for a masterpiece, you'll be disappointed. But if you're looking for a small taste of that community that used to exist, that old school feeling of having a place to go somewhat, I think it's okay. Of course, the value is in person. In a world that, wants you to stay home and consume, any space that removes that barrier of entry is certainly welcomed. Though, of course, I think to truly enjoy it, you have to spend a little bit of money, and that's my biggest concern. I think we'll have to see what happens with Pokemon Champions, whether it's actually going to help encourage third places or remove it, where people will just end up being paying to play. I think upon next few months we'll find out if Champions is going to end up actually adding value to people and relationships. But then again, when you add anything competitive to a video game, what could go wrong?